Welcome to the Learn True Health podcast. I'm your host, Ashley James. This is episode 257. Today we have with us a wonderful guest who's an expert in helping people to resolve and treat pain naturally. Sheri Weaver is now hosting a free summit. So if you are in pain or if you have a friend who's in pain, it could be acute or chronic pain. It doesn't matter what kind of pain, any kind of pain. You definitely want to check out this free summit. You can go to learntruehealth.com/pain-free. That's one word. So learntruehealth.com/pain-free. And that'll direct you towards the free sign up to watch the summit, which is launching this Monday. And Sheri has some amazing guests that are on her summit. We're going to talk a bit about them and learn today a bit about what she's learned by hosting a summit, and also dive into her story. Sheri, I'm really curious. How did you get into the space of wanting to help people to treat and resolve their pain naturally?
Kind of a very interesting story. 3 years ago, I really had no education into the pain industry. I didn't have a desire. I really just my life wasn't in that direction. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I got into designing gemstone jewelry, scarf charms. I love the designing part of my life. I ended up buying clothes to match the jewelry and scarf charms. So the shopping part of me, I love that. And I was actually selling that stuff at like boutiques and things like that. And I had a really great following. It was really a passion of mine. And then tragedy struck. One of my best friends, her son got shot 5 times.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he should have died. By the grace of God, he did not. But he was in the hospital for quite a long time. And she was telling me about this. She flew out to where he was and she spent a lot of time in the hospital with him. And, he was struggling with the amount of pain he suffered and was not able to get enough pain relief through the morphine they gave him and things like that. And so her quest to help him, she ended up going to a farmer's market and saw a bright yellow canopy that said real-time pain relief, rub it on, your pain's gone, natural, very effective. So she thought, what the heck, for 20 bucks, I'm going to buy a tube and send it to him and see how well this works. So she ended up sending him a tube, and he called her, pretty fast, like within a day or so, and said, oh my gosh, this is the only thing saving me between the morphine they're giving me. Please send me like the biggest bottles they have. And so when she told me that story, it got me thinking about my mom and her back and how, she struggles just getting around in life. So I said, can I get a sample of it and send it to her? And she says, well, so anyway, I called my mom and she goes, well, instead of giving the sample to me, I have a really good friend that basically is so debilitated by pain. She's not eating, she's not getting up. She's in bed every second. So she goes, can you send a sample to her? And so as I called her and she was talking about her story, she didn't even want me to waste my money on giving a sample. She says, I've tried every form of morphine, cortisone shots, every high dose of pain pill imaginable. Nothing is getting to the core of my pain.
Oh.
I said, perfect chance for me because I'm not one that has a lot of pain. I really don't have pain. And so that's why I didn't have any background in this. And so I said, this is a great thing for me to see how well this works on somebody so severe. So I said, just give me your address. I'm going to send it. And 3 days later, she called me and she goes, Sheri, she goes, this has been the most incredible thing I've experienced. It helped 50% of my pain. And for me, I was really disappointed because I thought, oh my gosh, only 50%. And she goes, no, 50%, when you're 100% in pain, 50% is miraculous. So that's kind of, where that took me. And I just thought, wow, this is like life changing products. And so as I'm doing my events with my gemstone jewelry and stuff, my friend said, can you just set up a little table free samples and just get my card out to people and let them try it and things like that. So I actually ended up setting up one little corner of my booth with the pain relief product, giving out samples. And I'll tell you, within 2 shows, I was so overloaded with people wanting that and not my other stuff that I thought, I mean, it's like 8 customers to 1. I got so busy, I just said, bag up the jewelry and clothes you want. Tell me what you owe me because I'm so busy over here putting on samples and people buying that. And so that's kind of transitioned me into the pain relief.
I love what you just shared. I love your story. I love something that is totally natural. Look at the opioid epidemic. This
Absolutely.
is just, people are in so much pain. So many people are in so much pain. And you see things like for the states in which medical marijuana is legal, opioid use is down significantly.
Right.
And so something natural far more superior and far more effective in the long term and far more healthier in the long term than whatever the pharmaceutical companies want to throw at us. Now, so this is a cream. Can you tell us a bit about this cream? Tell us a bit about this company that makes this cream. I take it you've now become a rep for this. Is this a
Yes.
network marketing company, or is this like, are you a distributor? How does this work?
Okay, so I have been a marketing rep for the company for the last 3 years. When you were talking about the opioid and stuff, one reason I kind of got into this is because I was seeing how effective this was and how people were getting off all their pain pills. And it was like that was so exciting for me because that is just because I'm more into the holistic way of life, I love how this can transition you from that. But the company's been around since 1998. It's based in Oklahoma, so it's a USA based company. It was actually developed by, the product was developed by a doctor and a high school basketball coach because they wanted a product for their young players to heal. So they didn't want to just throw them an ibuprofen, put on icy hot and just have them keep playing through the pain like most sports people do. They wanted healing for these young boys. So they said, what can we develop that's going to be relieve the pain, that's going to provide their bodies with nutrients that heal, that's going to cut down the inflammation, that's going to get the blood circulating. So the product has like 19 healing ingredients, 14 of them fight inflammation, 3 increase your blood circulation, and it penetrates 7 layers down. So it's so effective on those levels. And people are actually, the nutrients are helping people recover from injury faster. And so they were really just using this product for like in the sports industry and helping in that way. And so many of the people were saying, oh, my mom needs this, my cousins, they had people that they wanted it to work on. So the company kind of figured out maybe this is not just an athletic product. And so in 2011, they opened up what they call a vendor program. Now, we did have a network marketing aspect of this company, and I did start when they were like that. They have recently just transitioned to be non network marketing. So we are not MLM, we're not network marketing because we are actually earning shares of stock in the company. So they have re-geared that. So now we are just basically, we buy wholesale, sell retail, we earn rewards points toward free product and stock. And so basically, we do markets, we do vendor events, we do sports events. Basically, the key to this is if you can get a sample on somebody, it helps 80% of the people with one application. Now, the other 20% it's not going to help with one application is they probably have a little more pain than we can help with one application. They might need to use it, 10 days morning and night for it to get working in your body. It's like a vitamin. You can't take one vitamin and say, oh, I took a vitamin, I'm healthy now. No, you got to use those vitamins and build up that nutrient. And so the more you get it in your body, the less you're going to have to use because it's nutrients building on top of nutrients.
So what's in this cream is not just like menthol, for example, which would just distract us from the pain, but there's actually healing components in it from herbs that decrease inflammation and stimulate the body to repair and restore healthy tissue. Is that what I'm hearing?
That is correct. In fact, most of the over-the-counter pain relief creams have such high doses of menthol, they actually burn your nerve endings because it's too high. Your body cannot eliminate that much menthol, and that's why you feel that instant relief because it's burning the nerve endings. It's not doing anything for you as far as healing. It only goes a couple layers down, and ours has only 2%. Our highest menthol content is only 2%. I believe a lot of the ones over the counter are 7 to 8% menthol. They have very little ingredients beside that. We have things like arnica, emu oil allows it to penetrate 7 layers down. Um, just a just a host of really good nutrients for your body.
Got it. Really cool. Well, I'm such a big fan. I when you can take something that is natural and effective and is better than a drug. Now, so when this company got started back in the late 90s, were they originally just using it in the sports industry, or was that their goal? Can you tell us about that? Is it still being used today in different sports organizations?
I think when people kind of get wind of it and try it, it kind of penetrates into different sports. I know I was doing some martial art competitions, things like that. I think originally it was in the basketball because of the coach wanting the healing for his team. But what's the funny story with that is at one point our company got so excited because we started partnering with what they call the biggest sports industry, around. Well, being from California, I was thinking football. Okay, I'm thinking, yes, we got into the football locker rooms, and yes, we're doing football because those boys get injured, right? And so I am so excited. And so when we did a webinar and they did a call, and so they were announcing this sports industry that we have tapped into, they said we are now partnering with PBR. In my mind, I'm thinking PBR, what is that? Because I'm not, it's professional bull riders. I'm I'm in California. We don't have a lot of rodeos. If we do, it's just not what I am into. So I was really bummed. But apparently, PBR is super huge. And being from Oklahoma, they thought that was like the best thing ever. And it really has turned out to be really great because those guys get trampled on by 1,500-pound bulls and they just get beat up. And so we actually work with their medical team, and real-time pain relief is the pain relief that is with their medical team, helping the bull riders when they have injuries. So that's been pretty cool.
So you've been doing this now. You've been working with real-time pain relief and going to trade shows and holding booths every weekend, and for the last 3 years,
Yeah.
helping, I imagine, thousands of people. How many people do you think you've sold this cream
Oh.
to and kept in touch with and actually seen that it works?
My personal client base is over 2,000.
Well, great. That's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations. As
Well, thanks.
anything that we can do to help the people in pain. I've been in
Yeah.
pain in my past, and we're willing to do anything to stop the
Yes.
pain. We'll even, we'll try things we know are not good for us as long as we can
Right.
stop the pain,
Right.
because it really it does test us.
When you ask, do I stay in contact with them? The people, I mean, we have a very non-addicting, pain relief cream. There's nothing addicting in it, no side effects, none of that. But people love the way this makes your body feel, even when you're not in pain. I have a few little stories on that. But, for the most part, if somebody has a very minor pain or they become using our product pretty regularly, there's going to be a time where you really don't need to use our product because it has provided that healing aspect. So, a lot of my customers, if they ever need pain relief, they are going to come back to me. But a lot of people, really find that they do not have to keep continuing to use this
But do they end up
because
buying jars from you for their friends and family? Have you
oh,
seen that happen?
absolutely. Oh, yeah, yeah. I treat a ton of people that are not in pain because here's one thing that I found when I was talking about you don't even have to be in pain to use it. I drove one time 8 hours to a show, and I can last about 4 hours without just losing my mind and my body function and all that. I mean, I last about 4 hours in the car. Well, for some reason, I didn't get a hotel on the way back, and I had to make this 8-hour drive. And my leg was cramping, my arm was stiff, my neck was sore. I mean, I was like hurting after about 5 hours, and I knew I had 3 more to drive. So I thought, oh my gosh. So I started putting the pain relief cream on. Well, it took away all the pain, but the sensation in the back of my neck and on the top of my shoulders was the most heavenly feeling because it just allowed my whole, all that tension and stress to just relax. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is the best feeling in the world. So when I got home that night, I put it on again to see if I would get that same feeling. I think because your neck has such like soft tissue or the skin or whatever it is, I had that sensation of just relaxing. And now I sleep with it every night on the back of my neck, and I'm not even in pain. And I have more people using this pain relief cream just to have that release of tension at night before they sleep. It's pretty funny.
No, it makes complete sense because this is a cream that's healing. There's healing properties. So it helps to stimulate. I'm
Yeah.
guessing that it's stimulating circulation to the area because that's what helps to
Yes.
decrease tension is bringing in more circulation. That's why when you get a massage
Right.
increases circulation, and then the muscle lets go and
Yes.
relaxes. And so it sounds like it's bringing, stimulating a good circulation coming in. It has healing properties to support healthy tissue anyway. So that would make sense that you can benefit from it when you have muscle stiffness or pain. Now, what about like bone on bone pain? What about, arthritis? So someone has, a grinding knee or their joints are so achy and stiff. Do you have a cream that can penetrate that deep?
Yes. So basically, bone on bone is a little tough because you don't have that like that cartridge or cartilage in between there, but it still is going to help all the muscles and everything around that. It does penetrate 7 layers down, so it does get to your deep tissue, muscle, joint, nerve pain. It helps 150 types of arthritis. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's helped. I mean, I could tell you stories after stories about, I mean, just incredible life-changing stories about how people haven't had relief in like 10 years. And in fact, I'll tell you this one. So there was a guy that was a veteran, and he thought, he's tried everything. Him and his wife came to our booth, and you know, my partner who I was working with that day, she was putting it on his back, and she used our max, and she was putting it on, and then in about 3 minutes, all of a sudden, his eyes welled up in tears. He looked at her, and they fell into each other's arms, sobbing. And we started crying literally in our booth. We were all crying, and we didn't even know what was going on because when you see somebody crying, that much emotion hits you. It just hits everybody. And so we looked at each other thinking, "Oh my gosh, what is happening here?" And then when he kind of came up from his sobbing with his wife, he said, "I have not had 1 minute of pain relief in like 10 or 15 years. I can't believe this has worked to where like 80% of my pain is gone." And he was so blown away by how fast and how effective it worked that I mean they just were sobbing. It was pretty incredible to watch that unfold in front of us because I mean, how do you put a price on that?
As I'm listening to you, I've been racking up in my brain a list of people that I want to buy this cream for. Um, at first it was, my 85-year-old aunt, and then it was
Mhm.
my dear friend with fibromyalgia, And then I have a friend who is a veteran who walks with a cane because he was hit with Agent Orange.
Wow.
And so and just like now that you're mentioning all the different things that this could help, you know what I mean? I
Right.
just that it's my I'm starting to think of more and more and more people I want to give this cream to. We have a
Well,
lot of healthcare professionals that listen to this show. Maybe they're
mhm.
starting to think of patients that they'd want to, introduce this cream to. I know it's not a network marketing company anymore, but if someone wanted to become a distributor or sell this in their clinic, should they contact you directly?
Yes, absolutely, because I can actually get them in through our program. I provide a lot of like our our ingredient list to them, and I definitely help set them up in their place of business. We do have quite a few chiropractors that are realizing all the biofreeze samples they give out to everybody isn't really, doing what they should be doing. But they get a ton of it from the distributors of biofreeze, so that's why that's what you get when you go to a chiropractor because they get tons of samples. But the true healers really are looking at our product and saying, wow, this is what I got into this practice for. I want, because a lot of times, when you go to the doctor, it's a time that you got to like have adjustments and have things work and whatever. And ours is a pretty immediate relief cream. So between their long-term, um, healing and our immediate, it's pretty powerful to work those together. A lot of massage therapists use our product because people are coming in because they have muscle and issues. And yeah, so there's a lot of professionals that are really finding out about our product and finding out how this is going to serve their clients in the way that they're already serving them.
I want you to go deeper a bit into the ingredients and tell us more about why each ingredient works. But first, I'm imagining a massage therapist or a physical therapist, a chiropractor, for example, who's applying it, patient after patient or client after client. Is there a point where it's you shouldn't like? I'm thinking if a massage therapist, like let's say, rubs it on every single client of theirs, then the massage therapist is getting on his or her hands, 7 times a day. Is there sort of like a limit, like like a drug, like you overdose? Can you overdose on this cream?
I'm so excited that you brought it up because I have so many people that ask me that question. And if this was toxic, I'd be dead because when people come into my booth, a lot of vendors who do this, they have you hold out your hand, they pump it in your hand, they let you put it on yourself. I am more of a hands-on type person. I want to get it in the spot. I want to like talk to you as I'm putting it where it needs to go. And I just find that personal touch very effective, and you have a connection with that person, and sometimes they can't reach their back or the back of their shoulder or something. Now I know the company doesn't really prefer we do that, but I've just started that way. I've always done that. So I personally put the samples on people, and so I have it on my hands, oh gosh, 200 times a day. So no, there's no overuse of it, no effects from that. Now, if you're a person using it yourself, using it more than 3 times or 4 times a day, it's not going to hurt you, but it's just not going to be effective. I mean, your body can only absorb so much. So we say if it's a chronic issue, put it on at least 2 times a day, morning and night. If you want to get it in a couple times midday, that's fine too. But much more than that, you're really just wasting a product because it's not really, you can only absorb so much.
I like that I can tell that you're ethical and responsible, because if you wanted to sell more jars of this, you'd tell people to slather it on and then they'd run out faster. So I really can hear that you're putting the needs of your customer first and you're not just
Well,
you're not just
thanks.
doing this for money. You must be motivated by how good it feels to help people.
Well, I am, and that's kind of why I transitioned from the selfish part of what I loved, which was designing gemstone jewelry and scarf charms was therapy for me. I'd sit in my room and have all my beads and I mean, that was therapy. I loved it. I love buying the clothes that matched. I mean, that was my selfishness. The pain relief cream is not exciting. I mean, it's just not. It's the same tubes of stuff. You don't have that, ooh, look at this color of these stones. And I mean, you don't have a variety. It's like, it is what it is. But when people call me and they're literally in tears saying, Sheri, you have been an answer to years of prayer. I am sleeping all night where I used to wake up 3 or 4 times every night in pain. I am off all my pain pills and I used to be on 18 a day. I am walking around blocks with my spouse and I had to give that up. When you get calls like that, and I get a lot of them, it's you just can't put a price on that. You can't how do you not go in that direction? So I've become very passionate about helping people. And I've also seen, which is amazing, a lot of young people in pain where they can't go out with their friends, they can't do their sports and their activities like they used to. And it's like, how are you in so much pain? I mean, I'm talking early 20s, 30s. It's like, how are you in this much pain? But it's incredible how young people are getting nowadays and their life is stopping. So when I have found that this helps so many people, it just, I really became very passionate.
Now, you said it helps many, many kinds of arthritis pain. Can you list some of the different pains and beyond arthritis? Can you list some of the types of pain that this helps?
Yeah, so let me talk a little bit about the products. So our products basically help any muscle, joint, or nerve pain. Um, So we have a regular formulation. So it's called a regular pain relief, and it's got the basic products of 19 healing ingredients and the fighting inflammation, increasing your blood circulation, and the penetrating 7 layers deep. Um, and then we have a max. Our max is what the professional bull riders medical team uses. It's the same. So basically, all our products start with that basic formulation, except for a couple, but the main ones. Now, our max has added menthol, which only goes up another 1%, and then it has added peppermint. So we use this on severe back pain, deep muscle issues, hip, sciatica, and also headaches because of the peppermint. We have a sports cream that actually has 24 healing ingredients tailored to joints. So if somebody comes to me with like knee issues or elbow and sometimes rotator cuff issues, I use the sports cream on those issues because it has like the glucosamine conjointin, it has turmeric, it has nutmeg, it just has stuff for joints. And then we have a hemp oil plus, which is fairly brand new to our company. Now, our products actually were so powerful without hemp, but everybody's like on this, hemp CBD craze, especially becoming legal, that a lot of times people would come up to our booth and say, do you have hemp oil? And we'd have to say no, and they wouldn't even give our products a shot. They said, oh, no. I said, well, just try ours and see. And they said, no, I'm looking for hemp. I'm looking for CBD. No. And so our company finally said, fine, we will play the game and we will add hemp CBD to our line of products. And so they kind of went above that because they took our regular formulation, they took the peppermint from the max, they took the turmeric and nutmeg from the sports, they added wasabi extract and a few other ingredients plus the hemp oil. So that is actually pieces of all our top products into one with the hemp. So that's like the king of all of our stuff, which has become one of our best sellers because of the popularity of it and just the effectiveness of it. So that basically you can use on any part of your body. And then the other main product we have is our foot cream. That's our basic formulation with added eucalyptus and tea tree oil. So that's good for any kind of plantar fasciitis, diabetic problems, neuropathy, gout, bone spurs, bunions, cracked feet, athlete's foot, anything along the lines of that. And then we have miscellaneous stuff, but
Like what? Like what kind of miscellaneous stuff?
So we have a hand cream, good for rheumatoid arthritis, carpal tunnel, that type of thing. We have a medicated lip balm, which has no waxiness, it's just so soothing. We have a gentle formula, which is really good for sensitive skin and young kids. We have a vegan product. We have a daily, which hasn't really become too popular, but that's for the people that just want the nutrients of a lower end of pain relief cream. Just say you wake up, you don't have chronic pain, but you just kind of wake up achy in the morning, or you're sore from gardening or playing tennis or whatever. And it's just you want to use a lotion. If you're going to moisturize your body with a lotion, you would use our daily because it's providing nutrients just to keep those muscles and just kind of with nutrients in it to prevent pain relief. So that's just on a very daily level. And then we also have a pet formula, which is the same as our regular formula. What was happening is people were finding, their horses and their dogs were getting arthritis and having the same issues that we have. And so they sought out to see if this would be okay for pets, and it actually is. But what was happening is because it's a cream and pets have hair, you couldn't really put the cream on dry hair. So you'd have to wet the pet and then rub it in. Well, a pet doesn't like to get wet, but people don't like to spray them down, and it just was kind of a hassle. So our company took out the capsaicin, which is the hot pepper part, and they kept it liquid form. So now you can spray it on your pets, and that, because of the no capsaicin, it opened it up to use on birds, bunnies, um, cats, any kind of animal basically. And it's providing that same deep muscle tissue relief for pets as it is for us. And then because it's the same product as us, I have a lot of people that use it that can't reach. So they like spray in the form of pain relief. So they'll spray it on their back. Or I actually had one guy came into my booth one time, he had broke his ribs and he was flying on a plane, and he said he never thought he was going to be in so much pain, but he couldn't move because he was sitting in the plane. And so he came over and he says, would that help? Because I have to fly back home. And I said, so I went to put the cream on. He said, oh, no, you can't even, like, if you blow on my ribs, I'm going to like freak out. So I said, okay. So, because he was in so much pain, I couldn't touch it. So I said, well, lift up your shirt. So I sprayed it on his ribs. He said, if this works, it's going to be a miracle. So he came back and he said, oh my God, this was a miracle. So the people actually use our pet relief if they want the spray. And then we have actually another funny story. A lot of times we hear is, we say, would you like to try a free sample? And they kind of shrug me off and say, oh, I ache everywhere, I'd have to bathe in it. Well, our company again said, okay, let's create a bath bomb. So now we actually have our pain relief cream in a bath bomb. So now you can soak your whole body in our pain relief cream, which is very cool.
That I was imagining, the all the people with their horses and their dogs and their cats like try like chasing them like, "Come on, I'm gonna rub the cream in you."
Well,
I've got
actually, the not to cut you off, but that's funny because my one of my best friends has two horses, and they were older. Like one just passed away, and it was like 32 or something, and she was rubbing it on the withers, and the horse would see her coming and literally with the bottle, literally run over and like shove the shoulder against her, saying, "I know you have my cream, put it on." It was hilarious. The horse knew that was helping.
Wow. Now, okay, so the guy was there with the ribs and you sprayed it
Uh-huh.
on. What happened?
Well, he walked away because basically what we do is we put it on, and then we tell him, go, walk away. I mean, if you're going to come back for two reasons. One, if you want a second or third layer, because a lot of times it takes a couple layers to get down, at least at the beginning, or you're going to come back because you absolutely love it. So he came back, and then we did it a few different times because you can't really, you spray it in, but because we can't rub it, it was just kind of sitting there. So he did two or three layers, and he definitely said this is going to get him through the plane ride home.
So people will come over and they have like wrist pain or, their elbow pain or whatever, shoulder pain, and then they take a sample and then they keep going because it's a show, like a home show or garden
Right?
show or whatever. They keep going and then they come back to you. So you're just like putting out the bait. You're just like, here you go. And then they come
Yeah.
back to you freaking out and you're like, okay, this is, now you're gonna take home this bottle. Is
Well,
that how it works?
Some people don't really even leave because you really feel it within 2 to 3 minutes. And actually, just the last 6 months, we have actually found our three-step process works the best. And how that is we used to just put 1 or 2 layers on and send them out, and then they would come back. Most of the people came back. 80% of the people came back because they felt it and they thought, wow, if I can feel this much on one application, imagine if I used it over time. But what we found is our three-step process actually is very effective, and so we're keeping people in our booth longer until they actually feel the results. And that's putting a basic coat of our regular on in a bigger area. So say you have a tennis ball size pain. You're going to put our regular in the area of maybe um, a basketball. So you're going to do a big surrounding area. That's going to get your blood circulating and kind of open up that area for the targeted product. Now, if it's knees, like I say, I put sports. If it's lower back or hip, I'm going to use the max. So I put a targeted product. And so basically every 15 seconds, we're going to keep applying small amounts to that targeted area, just the small area. So use very little and just put layer after layer after layer until they start feeling that tingling and no pain. When they get to that point, we actually apply a small layer of our foot cream because it has a thickness to it, and it kind of seals that area and holds in all those layers we put. And because of the thickness, it also kind of acts like a time release pain relief. So the combination of those products and getting to the core, I'll tell you, people have relief for 6 to 8 hours. And so we're finding that that's kind of the best, most effective way to use our products. Um, and so most of the time people, I mean, they realize it's working, so they don't even leave at this point anymore.
That makes so much sense to rub it on a wider area, knowing that it increases circulation, and so it's really bringing in circulation into the affected area, but that you're helping the greater, surrounding muscles to the vascular flow to come in. So that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
Here's also what I explained, because if we're standing, if somebody's at our booth and we're applying layer after layer after layer, sometimes it takes three, sometimes it takes eight at the very beginning, and people are kind of freaked out, even though it's small amounts. But every layer pushes that previous layer down more and more. And some people are thinking, oh my gosh, do I actually have to apply 6 layers for this to work? So my explanation to them is like, say you're going to a house that has not been cleaned for 20 years. You have so much work to do, and you got to clean and clean and clean and clean and clean to do so much work to get down to the core of that dirt. And then maintenance is very quick and easy, but there's a lot of work at the beginning. So that's what's happening with your body. You haven't had anything stimulate those muscles or penetrate those tissues. So we got to apply a bunch of layers at the beginning to get to that core of the pain. Once you do that, maintenance is nothing. Maintenance is 1 to 2 layers. It's just that beginning, we got to get to that core of the pain. So that's why at the beginning we use that many just to get there.
That does make sense because if you're, applying nutrients to your body, sometimes it
Right.
takes amping up, in herbal medicine or in taking certain
Right.
supplements, you need to take a lot of small doses at once and build it up. Like if you have a
Yeah.
magnesium deficiency, right?
Right.
Your body can't absorb like 600, milligrams of
Yeah.
magnesium right at once. It's not going to happen. But you can take a 50 or 100 spread out in smaller doses throughout the day. And so yeah, that makes sense. To Do you want to kind of get the maximum amount of the healing nutrition stimulated and absorbed into that tissue. And so you just, every 15 minutes apply a new layer so it can soak in instead of
And
putting on
yeah,
a giant goop of it all at once.
exactly. Right. I mean, because the layers are going to push the previous layers down farther. Um, And so that's actually why this works. And most pain relief creams that you buy, or pain relief medications or anything like that, your body builds up a tolerance and you have to take more and more and more and more to be effective. With our product, it's actually opposite. You saturate your body at the beginning and you put it on no matter what. I even tell people if it's a chronic pain and you're feeling relief, it doesn't matter. For 10 days, you need to apply this morning and night, those multiple layers, morning and night for 10 days. Let it start working in your system, then use it as needed. But our products get those nutrients built up, and you actually start using less of our product than more because your body doesn't build up tolerance. It just adds to the nutrients, so you use less.
I love it. Now, what about those who are athletes like marathon runners? Could they apply it to their legs, for example, before a marathon to prevent aches and pains and to help the body stimulate extra circulation?
Oh, that is an excellent question. And yes, we do a ton of marathon expos. And basically, we sample, of course, with everybody. And I mean, we sell upwards of $10,000 worth of product in 2 days. And this is people trying it before they buy it. It's not just like, oh, let me try it. No, they are coming back and saying, wow, that worked. So when I tell people that run marathons, that do any kind of like bodybuilding stuff or activities or anything that you're going to really put a lot of strain on your body that you don't normally do every day, you really want to use our products at least 2 to 3 days, morning and night, and hopefully in the afternoon, 2 or 3 days before your event, because you're getting those nutrients built up. You're going to prevent injury. You're going to give them the nutrients they need to perform better. So I definitely say use this 2 or 3 days before a strenuous event. So you're going to go rock climbing or something. Use our products a couple days before because it's, even though you're not in pain, you're going to help build the nutrients up.
Well, that makes sense. Earlier on, you were talking about the variety of products that you have available, and I couldn't help but notice your tone kind of changed when you're talking about the one with hemp in it. Um, do you not like that product? You say it's very popular because, the CBD craze, but do you think that your just original formula and the Max formula that those are superior, or why was there a tone that I detected?
I don't know. I didn't realize I had that, but I think because I'm not in pain, so I'm not feeling the effects of different things. But everybody comes up to my booth and says, "What's the most powerful? What is the best product?" There's
Mm.
not really a best or most powerful. What I tell them is, tell me what body part's hurting. I need to find the product that's going to help the issue that you're having. So our Max is the most potent and most powerful, but our Sports has the most nutrients. So see where that is, like this is more powerful, but this has more nutrients to help with healing. So there's not really a one product fit all. It's just really what product's going to target the area that you need help with. No, I think the hemp is one of the best products we have. I'm very, I'm seeing more and more results with that because it's pretty much all our products lumped into one with the added hemp oil.
Oh, got it. So it has the healing and of the sport, but then it has
Yes.
the real
Menthol of
strong
the
pain
max.
relief of the Max. And some
Yeah.
people don't like menthol. Like it's just they've been burnt out because, like you said, everything over the counter is just a bunch of menthol that's burning their nerves. And in
Right.
that case, would they just go with the original because it has the least amount of menthol, or would they go with the one that's meant for children?
Well, you're not going to really feel much because you're used to feeling 7 to 8%. And our highest one, which is our max, has 2%. And because we have so many ingredients in little doses and the deep penetration, anti-inflammatories and all of that, we don't need high doses of any one thing because it all works together in combination with each other. I don't even know so much that, we needed the gentle and we needed all of that because we were actually using, in fact, our Sports has less menthol. We were actually using the Sports on children. So, but some people are overly sensitive. So they do like to have the biggest variety to help more people. One product that I didn't really touch on yet, which is really one of my all-time favorites, is a skin rescue, and that's actually made with carrot seed oil, and it's good for anything you would put normally Neosporin on. So bug bites, bee stings, cuts, scrapes, burns, rashes, poison ivy, even psoriasis. It's just so effective, even for like babies. I have a couple of grandchildren and they like fall down and scrape their knee or, bang their head or something. And I mean, it's so gentle and healing. I literally love our skin rescue for any skin issues.
That was my next question was what's your favorite product? So is that your favorite?
Um, it's hard to say because so many of them are great. I use the regular every night on the back of my neck to go to sleep. I do love the skin rescue when there's an issue, although it's not something you use every day. It's just really when you have issues. Um, I love I just love putting it on people that I'm seeing results with. So if somebody has, like, I've done really my own test and trials with people. If somebody comes in my booth and has both knees are hurting, I will put regular and max on one, and I'll put regular and sports on the other. And then I will ask them. I won't tell them which I'm doing, but I'll ask them after a few layers which one feels better. And more times than not, the sports has been more effective on the knee. So everybody's body is different and tailored to different how you process the ingredients. Max might work great on somebody's shoulder, but other people said, that didn't do anything. It's a perfect example is the hand cream. So when somebody comes into my booth and they have a hand issue, I will never put hand cream on as the first product because the hand cream's probably going to work, but if I put it on, it works, and you buy the hand cream, guess what? You're going to go home. One day you're going to sprain an ankle, you're going to stub your toe, you're going to have a neck ache. You have hand cream. You have nothing else for these other areas. But if I put regular on and that helps, and it does probably 60% of the people, then guess what? You're going to buy the regular and you have it for any other body part you need it. So I try different combinations of different things. So I really don't have a favorite. It really just depends on the people and what issues they have. I target what I give them according to what their issues are.
So you're looking for results.
Yeah, in fact, here's another funny story. So I put regular on somebody like kind of on their kind of like the top part of their back shoulder, and it worked so perfect. I mean, within two applications, they said, "Oh my gosh, that's perfect. I had that knot back there for weeks, and now I don't have pain." So we went to check them out, and I grabbed the bottle of the regular, and they said, "Well, what's Max?" And I said, "Well, that is more for deep pain and has more menthol." What I explained about it, and they said, "Well, I want that." I said, "But this one worked," and they said, "I know, but that's more powerful. That's more potent. I want that." And as much as I tried to talk them out of it, I said, "Okay, whatever." So I sold them the Max. They got home. They called me a couple days later and said, "This isn't really working like what you put on me." I said, "I know." That is why I tried to sell you the regular, but people are convinced because it's more powerful, it's this, it's that, that's what they want. But your body chemistry is different, and maybe these ingredients aren't working as well with your body as it's going to work with somebody else. So that's why we give out free samples and we let people try it before they buy it. And I try multiple things. If I do like 3 or 4 layers of something on somebody and that's not working, I'm going to switch it. I'm going to find one of our products that's going to work.
Now, if someone like there's a lot of people who I really think they're going to be interested in like being like you, being a distributor to help their patients and their clients, so they should definitely
Hmm.
contact you. How can they contact you? Do you I can put your phone number, your email address in the show notes. You want to share your contact information here?
Sure. The best thing to do is go to my website, which is www.getpaidforpainrelief.com. So GETPAID, the number 4PAINRELIEF.com. And then they'll be able to look at the rewards program, the opportunity to buy wholesale, sell retail. There's no commitment, there's no monthly quotas. basically, you can buy for yourself, you can buy to sell retail. You know, I kind of joke a lot around with people a lot. I call myself a legal drug dealer because I'm meeting people down at the Costco parking lot and selling them bottles because they're like, oh, I can't wait for it to ship. I want it now. And you do really find that people get hooked on this product just because of the benefits they're feeling. And they're sick of being in pain and sick of taking pills. And it's such a quick fix, but on the healing aspect of it.
I know I have like at least 12 people I've thought of that I want to get bottles for. I'm really excited actually. I'm definitely going to be your number one customer now. Um and I know my listeners, if they're either going to want to buy a bottle or a few bottles of the different kinds for themselves, for their family, but I know
Mhm.
listeners are definitely like me and they're thinking of their aunt and their cousin and their coworker and their boss and their, the school teacher and the nurse and the chiropractor and just on and on and on, all the people they know in their life that could benefit from this. Um, can you offer our listeners some kind of discount, something that would, help our listeners to help themselves and help their friends and family?
Right, yeah. What's really great about our company is we have a rewards program. So you actually can earn rewards by buying product for yourself or for other people. And so you earn free product when you buy product. And we have a lot of different combination packs that they put together. A new customer special, exclusives. So you can try a variety of our products. So if anybody would like to try our products, I'm actually going to be giving anybody who wants to um, try it for free a $15 online gift card. And that $15 can be applied to a $10 tube, which is our cheapest one. And so basically, you have $15, you buy a $10 tube, and you have $5 left over. And then with that order, you're also going to get a free $10 tube of regular. So don't buy the regular because you're going to get that free with your order the first time you buy online. So get the max if it's, or the hemp or the sports or one of our other products. Or you can apply that $15 to a bigger package deal, which is kind of my preference, what I kind of tell people, because if you spend $39.95 or more, you get free shipping. So you might as well spend it on product instead of shipping. So you can get like a $40 package, save on shipping, spend 25 bucks for it and get, you know, $50 worth of stuff. So let me give you that website. It's www.rtpr.com/activate. So the RTPR stands for real time pain relief. And then you're going to just go on that site and then put in my activation code, and that's going to get you your $25 free product. My activation code is 8E as in elephant, A as in apple, D as in dog, 5559. And you'll have $25 of free product.
Okay, so it's 8, E as an elephant, A
Uh huh.
as an apple,
Yep.
D as in dog,
Yep.
5559.
Yes.
Do those letters have to be capitalized or?
No, no,
Okay.
you just put it in, and then you just create an account, and it shows you new customer specials. They send you different specials all the time, package deals, and then our products work so well, and our the founders' wives love the idea that we don't have chemicals, and they were really searching for like face creams and products without chemicals. So our company actually kind of went into another brand, and it's called our lifestyle brand. And we actually have a day and night cream now with no chemicals, 20 plus ingredients tailored to like, you know, um, rejuvenate like your day moisturizer and restoring creams and things like that. So we have that line of products. We're also coming up with supplements that work really well with our creams because it's providing supplement for your body plus the cream. It's kind of like the double whammy. So there's a lot more than just pain relief on our site.
Do you have anything for acne?
Acne, I would try the Skin Rescue, especially if you if you pick at it and it just kind of bumps up. I know our Skin Rescue was amazing for psoriasis, and things like that. So basically any skin issue, I would use our Skin Rescue.
Excellent. Can you go into a bit more about, like, let's say the Max, for example, or the Sport. Tell us a bit more about the different, because I think you mentioned like 16 different healing properties in it. Can you tell us a bit more? Are there herbs? Can you name them and explain how they work?
So we have a lot of stuff like aloe vera, arnica, magnesium oil, turmeric extract, um, emu oil is what allows it to penetrate 7 layers down, lavender oil, menthol, MSM, nutmeg extract, rosemary oil, St. John's wort, willow bark, witch hazel, vitamin E, just a lot of different products or, herbs and natural, um, I don't know what the right word is really, that actually just benefit overall healing. And like the MSN is referred to as the fountain of youth. It softens tissues, relieves stress, reduces arthritic pain, increases blood circulation, helps with cramps, um, joint cartilage, connective tissue. Glucosamine and conjointin helps with, supporting joint cartilage. Aloe vera, we all know, is rejuvenating and healing. Um, Capsaicin contains vitamins A and C, so it helps with arthritis and diabetic neuropathy, muscle and joint and nerve. Um, Arnica, actually in 2003 and 2004 in the medical study, proven to be as effective as ibuprofen. And so all of these are natural that work with our body. I think our bodies are meant to heal if we just give it the right nutrients to do so. And so all of this is just natural ingredients that work, well with what our body does naturally.
Thank you so much for offering a discount. I really appreciate that. And if anyone was a little bit confused, the steps that they had to take, go to this website, put in their code, and don't order this. And, if someone just got a bit confused, obviously they can go back and re-listen to what you said. But if they'd like to contact you, because maybe they want clarification on which
Yeah.
product they should buy for themselves or buy for a friend, or or a family member, what's the best way for a potential customer, a new customer, to contact you?
They can email me at the number four, pain no more at gmail.com, or they can give me a call at 909-228-6621. I really try to find out the root of what their issues are and really kind of walk them through the best steps. And like I said, we've kind of fine tuned how we get the best results as we've been working with people basically, one on one in our booth every weekend. We've kind of figured out the best way to use stuff and the best combinations of stuff. And a lot of times when we sell combo packs, we use multiple products. So instead of using, like I'm saying, you got to put at least 2 layers on because the second one pushes the first one down. So instead of using 2 layers of the same product, we've also found that if you put 1 layer of sports and 1 layer of max, you're actually getting the benefit of both products and doing the same 2 layer process that you would normally do. So a lot of times people buy those combo packs so they can try different things and what products work best and then use both on the same issue because you can mix our products no problem. So a lot of times that's very beneficial.
Good. And if they have questions about that, they can call you, because I think a lot of
Absolutely.
times when people, this has been my experience working with people, is that, especially if they've been to doctor after doctor on multiple
Yeah.
occasions, they just want to talk to someone and go, just have someone hear them and hear what they've been
Right.
through, and then go, okay, please just, and they just don't want any
Yeah.
more failed attempts. So they
Yeah.
just want to know that what they're ordering is the right one to try.
Right.
And so although, it's hard to mess up because it's a natural substance,
Hmm.
but they can definitely contact you if they have any of those questions.
Oh, absolutely. I would
Now,
love to walk them through because there's a lot on here and you just don't know. So, I mean, I could probably help you get the best choice. Again, not everything works for the same people in the same way. So it's still until you try it, you're really not sure if this one product's going to work best for you, even though it works best for most people. But I can definitely guide you in a direction where I think it's going to help.
Great. Um, Now, you started this summit, and I
Yeah.
really want my listeners to enroll and check out your free summit. You've sat down and interviewed 30 different speakers. I'm one of them, which
Yeah.
is great.
I'm so excited.
You've done such a great job. You have some really exciting people on. A few of them I've
You.
interviewed, like Dr. Joe Tata, who
Yes.
is an incredible expert
Oh,
um around taking people through a mental process it's sort of like a neurobiofeedback
right.
that has people in chronic pain reduce their chronic pain with brain exercises. And
Yeah.
so I'm just really inspired by some of the people that you interviewed. Can you tell us a bit about this summit and like what motivated you to do it? It's a
Yeah.
really big undertaking that you've taken on to have 30 different talks with these experts be available to the public for free. Tell us a bit
Right.
about how did you even decide you were going to do a summit?
Well, like I said, I really became passionate about, helping people in pain and just seeing the results that people are, I mean, they're getting their quality of life back. And like I said, the people that call me with stories, they're just so inspiring. And so I started coming across different people with different methods and because I wasn't in pain, I don't know about a lot of these. And it's like, wow, that is interesting. I didn't think about it like that with you with your anxiety, the interview we did together, you put it in such a way that was so understandable, even for somebody like me that does has never done research because I haven't needed to. It was so impactful to understand the way you put it. So I just really started talking to more people and finding out how many options there are out there. And because I've got 2,000 clients myself, still suffering in some way or pain, or they know people or whatever, I just wanted to put together this summit and just bring to the forefront so just as many options as I could for people to try at home. So I really tried to find people that had either a free gift that they could give, actionable steps. A lot of people that are in such severe pain, they don't even want to leave their house to go to a doctor. They don't want to have to go out and shop and get tools or equipment, or they don't want all this stuff. So what can you do at home right now to start the process of getting out of pain? And so I really tried to find a lot of people that had those actionable steps that was a variety. And, until I interviewed them, you know, I don't really know how the interview goes. I don't know, is this a good avenue? Is it not? But obviously, every speaker has helped thousands of people. So even if you're listening to the interviews and you're thinking, oh, that kind of sounds weird, I don't know if that's going to work, then just don't try that one. But it's helped a lot of people. So it's basically up to you to listen to them and figure out what options you want to try. So it's been really fun, but you're right, a lot of work. But I think we figured out we have, at least a couple $1,000s of free gifts available collectively, a lot of really good discounted offers. Um, and yeah, it's going to be a great series. 30 experts giving different tips and strategies and techniques. So I would suggest opting in and sharing the link with everybody you can think of that's in pain, because even if they heard one thing that would help, isn't it worth 30 or 40 minutes of your time to listen to these people?
Absolutely. And you have experts that discuss foods so
Oh,
how we can
yeah.
actually support the body in foods we can
Yes.
eat that will decrease pain. Tell us a bit about what did you learn? Or give us some like aha moments that you had while you were interviewing these experts.
Well, again, because I don't suffer a lot of pain, I haven't had much to go on you know, for knowledge I've needed. But what I have learned is anxiety, depression, childhood trauma, stress. All of this stuff adds to your pain. Who would have thought? I mean, you just think, okay, you have to be hurt to have pain. But it goes so far beyond physical injury, you know. And so that was pretty eye-opening for me. Just simple things like changing the way you eat. Even though we kind of know this, what are good foods and what are bad foods, just hearing the types of foods and how you can incorporate that was just pretty interesting to me because that's a simple step that people do every single day as they eat. So if you can start eliminating the bad foods and pulling in more good foods and knowing that those little steps are going to help you on your journey to healing your chronic pain, um, I mean, it's all that. Mindset is another big one that I really just didn't, you know, I didn't think it made that much of a difference. But the more we breathe and the more we, relax and the more we allow our body to naturally heal, is pretty powerful. And again, all of these steps are in our control. It's not something you have to go out and do or buy. It's you can start right now and doing many of these steps to start healing your pain right now.
What were some of your favorite? Can you list like your? And I know they're all really good interviews, but what are your like top three favorite
Girl, don't put me on the
interviews?
spot here. I don't know. I don't want to I'd rather not go there. Just because, there's pieces from everybody's that I really liked.
Hmm.
And then the connections I've made with them. I mean, I literally have found people that I know for a fact I'm going to work with in the future. Like I know I'm doing this pain summit with this, for living pain free, but I've already started the process on another summit which is all based around cancer because I've had for my dad, my father-in-law, my stepbrother, my stepsister, my brother-in-law, a really good friend. I mean, they've died of cancer under 50. They were under 50 or
Oh,
slightly above 50. That's my age. And to lose lives to cancer, and then just so many people have affected my life with cancer that I want to go in that direction. So my next one's going to be on cancer, but I found people that I've interviewed and I made such a connection with them on this summit that we're going to do stuff in the future. So that's kind of been really impactful for me because I'm kind of diving into more of the holistic avenue with people in a different kind of way.
yeah, you definitely can't admit to having a favorite.
Nope.
I love all my children equally.
That's exactly. Thank you. That's it. Yes. Even though that might not be the case, but you can't put it out there.
Well, I happen to know that you put your favorite talks at the top of the lists, and and I am on the second tier of the top of the list. So just kidding.
And technically,
Um,
that's not so much true because I really kind of put the big names because people are going to relate. Even though,
yeah.
yeah, like I mean, I do have to say Joe Tata was one of my all-time favorites just because I love what he's doing and he's very powerful in the holistic and he's done a pain relief summit and so I there's a lot of people that have done really great things that I'm drawn to from just what they've done. You're another one. I mean, I I just respect the energy and the time that you have put into your podcast because now I know people listening don't realize how much time and energy and work it is to do what we're doing. They
Hmm.
just think, oh, click the listen button. Oh yeah, that was great. But endless hours and editing and following up and you just can't put a price on it, but it's a lot of work. So I respect you too because you've done a lot of podcasts with some very influential people, and I think that's awesome.
And well, we're here to help a lot of people, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how many people you help with your summit. So, Learn True Health listeners, please go to learntruehealth.com/pain-free. That's all one word, learntruehealth.com/pain-free. Opt in for Sheri's free uh, pain summit. It is the Living Pain Free Summit, and I'm very looking forward to it. It's launching on Monday. but it's going to go for several days. And so no matter what, even if you're hearing this and it's beyond Monday, go and opt in anyway, because you'll still have a chance to watch it and gather this great information. And please share that link also with your friends and family who have chronic pain, and share this episode with your friends and family who have chronic pain, because they don't have to be in as much pain as they are right now. And when a jar or bottle or tube or whatever it is of pain cream is $10 for the, the smallest one, someone can be, in 50% less pain within minutes with a
Right.
$10 product. I mean, this is going to put the pharmaceutical companies out of business. If if
Yeah.
they're going to start to notice. I think the pharmaceutical companies are going to start to come after you guys when they realize their profits are being eaten into. Can you share, just to wrap up today's interview? I'm laughing to myself because I remember when you and I were planning this interview, you said, I don't know if I can talk. This is going to be like a really short interview. It'll probably be 20 minutes. And I'm laughing to
Yeah.
myself because I can extract a few hours
Yeah.
of information out of people. But I'd love for you to wrap up today by sharing a few really memorable stories of people who,
Yes.
were, just crying in pain, and
Right.
that working with your pain relief system, a very affordable, all natural pain relief system, that it changed their life. Can you share some more stories like that?
Yeah, in fact, that's my favorite part of talking about this product because, um, stories mean lives are changing, and you don't know that impact unless somebody comes back to you and says, this is what happened, because we just put it on and we think, but like one one thing that really, beside the veteran who was sobbing and just said he hasn't had 1 minute of pain relief for like over 10 years, and that helped within 10 minutes. um, one guy at one of my martial arts championships, he had actually, it was a 3 day event, and he had got injured on the first day. And so the second day or something, he was hobbling into my booth walking with a cane. And so he was sitting in my booth for quite a while, just kind of watching me deal with people, putting it on and talking to me in between people coming into my booth. And so we started putting it on his knee, and we put multiple layers, and he was pretty much in my booth, just kind of like chatting and watching and whatever. And pretty soon he starts moving his knee, and he's like getting this like jaw dropping, bugged eyed look. And he says, oh my gosh, he says, this can't be working this fast. And so we put a few more layers on and stuff. And so he bought a bottle, and then he had left. And I didn't really know much what was happening. I just thought, okay, he was here all day. He left. He came back in his karate uniform, whatever they call it, the gi or whatever they call it. And he said, Sheri, he says, I was barely walking in here. He said, I am going to compete in 2 hours. And he did compete, and he won second place. And he could barely walk when he walked to my booth. That was incredible. In fact, I videotaped him because it was such a powerful story. Another guy with severe back pain, he said it was the best stuff he's ever had. One lady had called me and said, I pretty much have, well, it was at a car show. And so this guy came up to my booth. And so he had said, do you have a free sample? And I said, well, yeah, I put it on you. Where are you hurt? And he said, it's not for me, it's for my wife. And we have a motorhome, and she's in the motorhome, and we travel all the time, but she stays in there. She reads her books, she does her puzzles. She just never gets out because she can't really walk well. And so I said, here's a packet, take it to her, come back tomorrow and let me know how it went. She actually hobbled to my booth and said, this has been the most miraculous feeling I have had. So she ended up buying a big bottle. And so she had called me like a week later, and she said, Sheri, she goes, I'll tell you the funniest story. She goes, I travel with my husband everywhere. And so we stopped at Rite Aid. And so she goes, my husband pulled in the parking lot, and so I started to open the door, and he says, what are you doing? She goes, I'm going to go in. And he said, why? Because she had never gone in. She just sits in the car and stuff. And she looked at him, she goes, because I can. And she got out and she walked to the store because she can finally walk now without pain. So that was a pretty hilarious story on a very basic level, but just something as simple as walking into a Rite Aid to go shopping, she hasn't been able to do for so long.
Oh, I have tears in my eyes. You know, when you said they pulled up to Rite Aid, I thought she like grabbed her bottle and sampled people who were in pain at Rite Aid.
Well, it's really funny you say that because I carry my bottle all the time and I am not shy. I have a bottle in my purse always and a business card to my, my gift cards. So I give out my gift cards when, and I will tell you if I see somebody with a hurt leg, a hurt arm, they're limping, they have a cane, you better believe I'm going over there and saying, "Look, where do you hurt?" And I will rub that on them. That I mean, I'm not shy about that because you know what? It's just people are very open and they want pain relief and it's so effective. It's kind of become fun for me now because I actually look for people. I love it when people are, in fact, we have a sign that says looking for skeptics. All my old ones are believers. I love it when they're skeptical of them. They say, "Ah, I tried everything, nothing works." I said, "Great, challenge me. Give me 5 seconds and an aching body part, and I'll tell you, it could be life changing."
God bless you for choosing to do this work. I mean, we all have to make a living, right? We all have to,
Right.
this is just how the world is. We all have to have a
Yeah.
roof over our head. We all have to pay the bills. Um and it but it's up to us to
Yeah.
choose where how the money comes in. And you've
Yeah.
chosen to drive 8 hours every weekend to some event somewhere to post a booth, and I know how
Yeah.
exhausting that is.
Yes.
I have done a trade shows, like I've done like 2 of
Yeah.
them, okay? I like was exhausted. I've done a farmer's market. Like it is
Hmm.
exhausting, right? And
Yeah.
you do it, all the time, and of course, it's to keep the lights on and have a roof over your head and put food on the table. But your passion and your drive to really help people. I mean, if we all followed our passion, and if your passion's to help people, then money just becomes a symbol of how many people you're helping.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, my podcast is money's going to come in, like, because I believe in something like an affiliate program. I really, really, really believe, and I know it's going to help someone, right?
Right.
And then I'll tell people, like, I really believe in this, and if they sign up for it or they buy it, then some money comes to me, and I just am grateful that I was able to help them, because I
Right.
only talk about what I really believe in, that I know helps
Right.
people. And so the
Oh
same with
yeah.
you are doing something that helps people, but it takes
Yes.
the amount of hours and time and energy. I mean, there's a lot easier ways to make money than setting up
Yeah.
booths every weekend.
You better
So,
believe it.
yeah, but you're
And
doing it because you help people.
that's the thing is like there's a lot of ways to make money and I just if I don't believe in something I can't feel good. I have to sleep at night. I have to know that I am truly helping people. I mean, I have not let people buy product before because this is not working for them, so it's not really about the money, which like you said, I mean that is what we need, but I mean there's other ways to make money, but I'm just the stories that I hear is just here's another really quick one that was just this will bring you to tears. So this one guy had called me and he said, you had sold my wife some product, a few weeks ago, and we used to walk around a lake every night after dinner, and it was just really, really, it was part of our just, bonding time, and we just enjoyed it. But for the last like 8 years, we have not been able to walk around the lake because she's been in pain. She could not do that walk. So he said for the last 2 weeks, she has been able to walk around the lake. They hold hands and walk around the lake. And she passed away. I'm going to start crying. She passed away 2 weeks after that started happening. He says, "You gave me that memory back that I had taken away from me because of her pain."
Oh, wow.
Is that powerful? And he says,
Absolutely.
I lost that 8 years ago, and you gave me the last 2 weeks of her life in a way that was just so special to us. Oh, Ashley, it just, I mean, really, I mean, I can't say our product is a miracle. I can't say, you won't need surgery. I can't say all that. But I also know 3 people that have avoided surgery for over a year. They're 100% healed. They did not get surgery and they were told, you will not heal without it. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying I know 3 people that had that experience. Um, But I mean, I almost say it's a miracle in some lives. Now, there's some people, obviously, it's not going to help. I mean, they're just too far gone. It's not going to help, or they're not trying the right products, or they're not doing it long enough, or they're not doing the right process. But if you do the process like you should do it for 10 days and it's still not working, then you're right. Our product's probably not going to help you. But there's ways that you kind of got to give it the best shot to see. And I'll tell you, it's certainly changing a lot of lives that I'm coming across, and that's what fuels my passion. I just, yeah.
I just thought of two more people. I mean, I think I have a list of close to 20 people that I need to get this for. I'm going to share this
Give
episode
them all
with.
a gift card.
Seriously, no, my godmother's daughter's had surgery after surgery, been to the Mayo Clinic, and she's just in chronic, constant pain, no matter what. Everything they've thrown, every drug, she's on those kind of like, at one point I heard that there's like a pump or a patch or a, where they
Yeah.
like, I do actually have a friend who like they surgically created some kind of pump, so
Wow.
it's like they can constantly like IV
Yes.
drip pump.
Right.
I mean,
I've heard
it's
of that.
just
Yeah.
horrific. And
Yeah.
the drugs are, they suck the life out of us. They make
Yep.
it so we feel like drunk all the time. They tax our liver, um, and it still doesn't do the job. She's still in chronic pain. And then I also have a cousin who, back when we were like 15 years old, she was on the back of my jet ski, and our neighbor who had a jet ski hit us from behind, and she fell into the water. And then,
Mm.
of course, we're all wearing life vests, so she pops back up, but in time for her to get hit by a jet ski in the thigh, and she had the
Oh,
entire thigh muscle was black from
wow.
a bruise. And
Wow.
and then she got better and she moved on with her life. But what happened was, years later, that injury, all the scar tissue calcified, and now she can barely walk, even though she spent
Wow.
years being able to walk and no problem. It just kind of crept up, the whatever that injury had, with so much scar tissue, and then for some reason it calcified. And the she's having a great deal of problems with the Canadian medical system, uh for whatever reason. But yeah, she can hardly walk, she can't work, she's in constant
Mm.
pain, and she's tried everything. And so I'm just thinking about all these people who kind of are at their wits' end, who've tried everything, and I'm sure that they would love to try your product, obviously.
Yeah.
But then there's the people on the other side of the spectrum who are reasonably healthy, not in pain, but they have aches and
Hmm.
pains when they do CrossFit,
Yeah.
or
Right.
they do a long distance trip, or they're in a plane and they're fall asleep and they have a kink in their neck.
Right.
Um,
Or they want
just
to just have a good night's sleep and they'll use it like me every night when they don't have pain.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, Sherry, this has been a big pleasure having you on the show today and bringing this information to our listeners. So it's not a network marketing company anymore, but there's an advantage to someone who wants to be a distributor. If there was a listener that's like not a clinician, but they want to be a distributor like you, would
Mhm.
there be a benefit for them to contact you, and can they like work
Oh,
under, like study
absolutely.
underneath you, or learn how to do
Yeah.
this as a business?
Well, when we were in the network marketing phase of it, I was building a pretty large team, just not even in the recruitment part of it, just people that said, "Oh my gosh," like you just said, 20 people. Why wouldn't you want to sign up as a vendor and sell to those 20 people yourself? I mean, I can make the money or you can. So I had a lot of people join my team just because they wanted to buy wholesale because they know so many people and they wanted to buy it wholesale for themselves. So yeah, I was building a big team, having meetings and all of that. So I'm very, very interactive, even though I'm not gonna, we're out of that phase. That's part of my personality. I do trainings. I create documents that help people with their sales. I'm very, very interactive in that way, manager types. So anything that you guys need, I am more than willing to help. So I would love to talk to anybody that has any ideas. I help people find events. I help them work the event. I do trainings at events. So yeah, if anybody has any desire to market this and get it out in the field, yeah, please contact me. It's
Awesome.
it's a really great product. to sell.
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm a
absolutely.
legal drug dealer now, so
Legal drug dealer. Well, the link to sign up for the summit and the link to purchase, basically get two free tubes is what you're giving us,
yeah.
with your special code, and your contact information. All of that is going to be in the show notes of today's podcast at learntohealth.com. Sheri Weaver, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so
Thank
much for what you
you.
do. And
I
thank you for
appreciate
putting on the
you.
summit. I can't wait for it. It's really, really exciting. It's going to launch on Monday. Let's all get on the list.
Yeah.
learntohealth.com/pain free. Sign up, get on the list. And I just can't wait to see how many thousands of people you help because of what you're doing with the summit.
We're helping, Ashley. We are helping. Thank you. I appreciate the time you've given me.